So in our previous class, we have seen how we can perform different type of mouse actions, like how we get to mouse over and right click, double click, and drag and drop and so on. So today we'll see how we can handle a slider element. Slider is a web element and which we can handle only through mouse operations or mouse actions. And you can see these sliders most of the times in e-commerce applications, like when you're selecting the price, you can just drag and drop the price options like minimum and maximum and so on. So we'll see how we can handle this using automation. So let me show you a sample slider. Okay, now you can see this page. This is price ranger slider. And you can see this is, we can just increase the price like this and we can decrease this. Right? So you can directly pass the value in input boxes, but we can directly handle this by using SendKeys, but I don't want to touch these two elements. I just want to handle only this one. This is a slider element. Okay. And this is also a kind of a drag and drop, but this is something different. Okay, because here we have only source, but we don't have a target. So normally, if you want to do drag and drop, we have to know source element and target element. From where to where we have to drag and drop. But here, suppose this is the element, starting point, 0. Now this is a source element, but I want to drag somewhere else. But there is no target here. So we can put here, or we can put here, we can put here, here. Somewhere you can put in this range. But there is no specific target. Only the source is there. And if I look at this one, then we can reduce this slider. And this is also, this is a source, but we don't know what is the target and where we have to move. Voice is not clear. Just a second.
Okay, can you hear me now? I think I don't have any issues. Okay. So this is a slider element. Now we'll see how we can handle this. Okay, so before handling this, we need to understand something. So here in this slider, we know only source elements, but we don't have a target element, but still we can do the drag and drop. But if you don't know the target, right? So how we can do this? So for example, if I take this one, this is the element. So first we need to find out the location of this element, where exactly this is located. And once you know the location, then we can move to this target location. How we can get the location of the element, or how we can capture the location of the element. So we can measure the location of the element in the points. In the mathematics, we have an x-axis and y-axis, right? Suppose if you have something in the web page, if you want to capture the location, that location will be captured in the form of point object. Point is a again predefined class, and we can create an object for the point and so on. And that point value should be x and y coordinates, the combination of x and y coordinates. Okay, so for example, let me show you something. Okay, so normally, let's say this is x-axis and this is my y-axis. And normally this is a 0, 0 point, right? So this is 0, 0. And first one is x, second y is y-axis. So if you want to, suppose I put some point here or some element here. So there will be some y-axis and there will be some x-axis. Okay, suppose let's say this is 10, 20. Now 10 can be x and 20 can be y-axis. So this is a point, or this is the location, or we can say this is a point of this particular element. Okay. Suppose, let us say I have an element in here in the 0 position. Now I want to just move that element in this particular direction. And which axis we have to increase the value, x or y? Suppose my element is here in this page Now I want to move this element in this particular direction. Which axis we have to increase? The value of x we have to increase. Like suppose here this is 2, 5, 10, 100. So if you want to move this element in this direction, we need to increase the x-axis value. Okay. And sometimes you will see the vertical sliders. Vertical sliders means it will be like this. And here the starting point, here this is another point. You can move this in the downward direction. You can move this in the upward direction. Suppose if you find these vertical sliders, suppose now my element is here. Now I want to move in this direction. So which axis you have to increase? Y-axis we have to increase. Okay. So the main objective is here is, suppose if you want to move this element in this particular direction, x-axis we have to change. And same way, if you want to move this element in this direction, that is also x-axis, because this is a horizontal slider. If you are seeing like vertical slider, then we have to move y-axis. X-axis is constant. But if you want to move horizontal direction, y-axis is constant, x-axis we have to move, increase or decrease, whatever. Okay. And here if you look at this element, for this element we can increase x-axis, but we cannot reduce. And if you look at this one, we can reduce the x-axis, but we cannot increase, because this is a maximum location. And this is a minimum point according to the element design. Okay. So first thing is we have to know where exactly this element is in this particular page. Maybe this element is not in the 0, 0 position somewhere, because the page in the sense from here, the coordinates from here and here, here and here. The entire screen will be captured in the form of coordinates. So in these 4 coordinates, we need to find out exactly where is this point present, where is this element present. That means x and y axis we need to first capture. So once you capture an x and y axis, then we have to increase the x axis. Like how much we have to increase, that depends upon our requirement. So where you want to move. So if you want to stop here, you have to stop here. If you want to stop here, so different locations. So we can put some number. We will increase x axis number, some value. Accordingly, we will check whether it is moving or not. Same way, we will capture the point of this element, maximum slider element, and we will try to reduce the x-axis, and we will see whether it is moving or not. So this is a concept. So the main thing is we need to capture the location of the element. Let me show you. So if you know the mathematics, it's very simple calculation. So first we need to capture the location of the element. So not only the slider, if you want to capture any element locator, you can do it. We have a method called get location. So by using that method, we can get the x-axis and y-axis of the element. Okay, now let's go and see how we can handle this. New package. So day 36. It's very easy, very simple. If you see the practical example, then you will know that. Okay, let's create new class, slider, demo. The font is visible to everyone. Okay, now we created a new WebDriver instance, and then we launching the page, and then we maximize the page. So now, first we will try to handle the minimum slider. So the minimum, this one. Later we will see this one. So first step is what? We need to capture the location of this element. Location of the element in the sense what? X and Y coordinates we have to capture. X and Y coordinates we have to capture. So how to capture X and Y coordinates of this element? So we will first capture this element. Inspect. And you need to inspect this exact element. We can call it as a minimum slider. I can call this as a maximum slider. So I'm inspecting the first one, minimum slider. and go to selector hub and get the locator for this. This is the locator of the first one, minimum slider. Copy this. This is pointing. Okay. So I can say driver dot find element by dot xpath. This is the xpath I have taken. This is a I can call it as a minimum underscore slider element. And what is this element is web element again. This is a web element. Okay, now I want to capture the current position or current point of this element. Because until unless you know the current position, you don't know how much you want to move in this x-axis direction. Okay, so we need to know the current position of this element. So what we can do is we already captured this element. Now take this element dot get location, and this get location method is belongs to web element, not the driver. Okay, because minimum slider is what? The variable of web element. So when accessing any method, get location is belongs to what? Web element. Okay, so minimum underscore slider get location. This is the method, and this method will return the location of the element, like x-axis and y-axis. So let me print this. So I can say location of the minimum slider. Location of the minimum slider. Okay, we'll see what this will return. Okay, now it is executed. Yes. So now we got some value 58 to 49. So this is the point object which is written. Actually, if I put in this get location, which will return the point type of object. Point type of object means 58 and 249. 58 is an x-axis, 249 is a y-axis. Suppose if you want to get them individually, like I want to get only x-axis, I want to get only y-axis. So then what you can do is get location dot, there is a method called get x and get y. When I say get x, this will return only x value, x-axis value. And when I say dot get y, get location dot get y, this will return only the y-axis, which is 249. When you say only get x, it will return only 58. Okay, remember this. So we need to specify. So we need to capture what is the current position of the element. What is the current position of the element? Okay, so x-axis and y-axis we capture. So 58 is a x-axis, 249 is a y-axis. X-axis and then y-axis. Remember this. Now, so if you know the x-axis value, current value of x-axis is what? 58. So now we can increase it. So minimum slider I'm handling. So this we can increase like this. How much value we need to increase? We will add some value. Let's say currently it is 58. So now what I will do is, there is a method. So we need to drag this, right? So how much we want to drag? The current value of this x-axis is what? 58. Now I want to move 100 more. Okay. So that means 58 plus 100, 158. Okay. So currently it is in 58th position. Now if I add 100 plus 100, 158, if I make it as a 158, then it will move some position, right? 158th position. So current position is what? 58. So now how we can move this? We have a method called, we can take this minimum slider element, minimum underscore slider dot drag and drop by minimum underscore slider dot. Okay. So first we need to create an actions class object. We forgot it because this is the mouse action, right? So we need to create a actions class object. Okay, so let's do here beginning action actions act equal to new actions, and then we have to pass a driver instance. So import these actions. Now by using this act object, I'm calling one method called drag and drop by. So see, these two methods are there. So drag and drop method we already used. If you know source and target, you can go with the drag and drop. Especially for slider element, if you want to move element from x-axis to y-axis, or x-axis to, or if you want to increase x-axis, or if you want to increase the y-axis, then you need to go with the drag and drop by. Drag and drop by. This is a method. And here we need to pass web element, the first parameter, minimum slider. Second parameter is representing x-axis. Third parameter is representing y-axis. So which one we have to increase? X-axis. Currently it is 58. Now here I'll put 100. So that means what? 58 is the current position, x-axis, plus 100. It should move 158th position. Okay, 158th position. And y-axis, we don't change it. It is fixed because we are handling only horizontal slider. So this y-axis remains the same. So 249, you can just keep as it is. Dot perform. So any mouse action, we should end with the perform because that will create and complete the action. So once it is drag and drop to slider, 58 is a current position. I just moved it to another 100 axis, and 58 plus 100, 158 nearby you will get. So now I will get position one more time after dragging it. Location of the minimum slider after moving. So this is before moving. Okay, so or we can say a default location of the minimum slider. So default location and location of the minimum slider after moving. So now just observe, initially it is 58. I have added 100. So nearby 158. So exactly 158 we won't get most of the time. Sometimes you may get, sometimes you may not get, because this totally depends on the screen size, the resolution and everything. Because if I open the same web application on your small screen or small monitor, the pixels numbers can be changed. So x-axis, y-axis keeps changing. So we will always get the nearby value. Maybe plus or minus 5 or 10 will be, difference is always be there. Okay, so let's see how much will be more. So here I say 100, initial position is 158. We are expecting 158th position. So when I get the location, we are expecting x-axis should be 158. And also the slider should move in this particular direction. Okay, now we'll execute and see. Yes, now you can see when I say 100, it is just moved from here to here, this much. Let us see what is the axis it is written. Now we can see this is a new point which is written. So we expected 158, but it is returning 157. So that is still fine, because always we need to consider plus or minus 5. Okay, so we are expected 158, but it is returning 157. So nearby value it is returning. Perfectly fine. So we first capture the get location. It will return the location, x-axis and y-axis. And in this slider, we can change only x-axis. Y-axis we cannot change because this is a horizontal scroll bar. Only x-axis we can change. So I can change the x-axis. So we can put 100. So initial point is 58 plus 100. Nearby 158, it should move. So the slider is moved. Now the latest location we got is 157. So this is how we can perform drag and drop by. This is the method. Element, x-axis and then y-axis. Now we'll try to handle another one. So this is a one, this is minimum slider. And now I'll handle maximum slider so that we can reduce the value. Maximum slider. All right. Same thing, we need to capture this element, the maximum element. And this is a relative XPath. It is giving span 2. I think here also span 1 is enough, or else you can put the complete one. So this is max slider. So driver dot find element by dot XPath. Okay, this is a XPath of the element and dot get location. Okay. So before that, I'm just going to store this element in a variable. So this is web element. Okay. Now let us find the default location of this slider, maximum slider. Same thing I will repeat for this, but few changes. So here the default location of the maximum slider I'm getting. And here this is max underscore slider and get location. We will see this initially what this will return, and based on that we will try to move it. Let's comment this one now. Execute. Okay, still we have not moved this maximum slider, just we captured the location. Yes, now this is a location 876 249 is returned. So this is the location. Fine. Now we need to consider 876 is an x-axis. The current value of the maximum slider is position is 876. Now I want to reduce it. So how we can reduce is act dot drag and drop by. Here this is a maximum slider, max underscore slider. So 249 is a constant. Y-axis we should not change. Now when you come to the x-axis, the current location is what? 249. I'll reduce 49. So I can put this 49 here. So it should nearly become 200 now, because we are reducing the x-axis. Currently it is 49. I can reduce 49, so it will come like this little bit. Okay, so let's say 49. So what we are expecting nearby 200 x-axis, we are expecting nearby 200, we are expecting. So after moving, let's print it. So location of the maximum slider after moving, maximum underscore slider get location. Now we'll see after moving to this 49 we reduced initially. Sorry, not 49. So 876 is the current position. So I can reduce 76. So it should nearly comes around 800. Okay, because y-axis we should not change, only x-axis we should change. So current position is 876. So I reducing 76. Now it should come nearby 800. Let's execute and see. Okay, so very less it is moved, very less, because that's a smaller value. Yeah, now we can see it is still 876. I think it's not properly capturing. We will try to reduce some more. 876. I'll just move 100. Okay. Okay, sorry. We have forgot something here. So, okay. When you put 100 directly here, then what happens is, or when you put here 76, what happens is, so what is the current value of this get location is 876. So the 76 will be added to 876. It is trying to move the upper position. So because we should reduce the value, right? This time we should not increase. So previously what happens when you have 58 is the initial position. When you put 100, 58 plus 100, 158 is got moved. But this time what happens is 876 is the current position. So we have to reduce the 76, right? So we need to say minus 76. So that's the problem. We got the same value. It's not able to increase. When you put 76, 876 plus 76 it is taking. But it is a maximum, right? This cannot move further. So that is the reason it is giving the same value. So we should say minus 76. So then x-axis will be reduced. Now, perfectly fine. Let's execute. Or we can reduce minus 100. Then we can see more difference. So when you want to reduce x-axis, we say -1. When you want increase, we need to say just number without minus. Okay, now both have mode. Now we can see. Yeah. So after moving, we got this point 778. Okay, so we reduced -100. So 876 -100, 776 actual value, right? 776, but we got 778. So we got a nearby value. So we need to always consider plus or minus 5. So 876 is a value. When I say -100 is reduced, it should become 776. But we got a 778. It is still fine. Okay. So this is how we can move the slider. So before moving, we have to capture the current position or current point, and then we will increase the x-axis. Or if you want to reduce, we can reduce x-axis. Or suppose sometimes if we find vertical sliders, then x-axis we should not change. Only y-axis we should change. We should increase or we can decrease the y-axis. Okay. So this is a simple way we can handle the slider. So how much you want to move, that you need to decide according to your requirement, and accordingly we can specify some value. So toggle is a different one. Okay, so toggle is a different one. I'll show you how to handle toggle in a different case. So not here. Okay, so everybody's understood this example, how to handle the slider. So what is the method we have to use to handle the slider? Drag and drop by. So 3 parameters. The first parameter is element. Second parameter is x-axis. Third parameter is a y-axis. So this is a method. Okay. So now we'll see how we can handle keyboard actions using actions class. So from the last class, we were discussing about actions class and which are related methods. And this drag and drop by is also one of the method which is belongs to actions class. Fine. So now we'll see how we can handle keyboard actions. Keyboard actions using actions class. So we can also handle keyboard actions using actions class. Not only mouse actions, we can also handle keyboard actions. So normally what are the keyboard actions we can do is shortcut keys. Normally we use we can press enter. We can sometimes we press space bar, control C, control V, control F, control S. So these are all shortcut keys normally we use from the keyboard. So same thing we can do using actions class command. Yes. So before sliding, we have to get the value plus or minus. Yes. So if you know that value, then only you will know exactly how much value you want to move. I just given some approximate values here, but you have to know that before how much you have to move. Okay. And if you want to know the length, for example, from here to here, how much length it is, like x-axis length, so that between that length you can put, right? Suppose this is a starting position. How much maximum, how much you can move it? How can, how much value you can move? Maximum. How we will know that? If you get the location of this maximum slider, that is the maximum point, right? So this I can move till here. Similarly, this I can move till here. So if you know the x-axis of this minimum slider, x-axis of the maximum slider, if you do subtraction, maximum minus minimum, that will give you the maximum length of this x-axis. And between that x-axis, you can move whichever point you want. So that is a simple logic you can apply. Shall we move on to the next one? Keyboard actions. It's very simple, guys. It's not much complicated. It's very simple. Same thing is applicable for vertical slider also, but it's very difficult to find out. But this is a different, okay? This is a scroll bar. This is not a vertical slider. Whatever I'm showing here, this is not vertical slider. I'm scrolling down the page, right? This is called scroll bar. That we can handle only through JavaScript Executor. So that I will show you later. And we cannot use actions class method for this because this is not a web element. But within your page, within your application, you can see the slider elements. This is horizontal. Sometimes you can see vertical sliders also. So then we can handle it using actions class method, drag and drop by. But this is a scroll bar. This will given by the browser. This is not part of the web page. So we can handle this using JavaScript Executor. So we'll see separately how we can handle this scroll bar. The different approaches are there. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. How can we do keyboard actions? So normally the keyboard actions will be what? Sometimes we press enter key, sometimes we press escape key, tab key, space bar, and sometimes you can put combinations of the keys like Control S, Control C, Control V. So these are all the shortcuts normally we perform through your keyboard. Now the same thing I can do through actions class methods. Through automation, how we can perform. So I'll show you an example. So for that, I'm taking one example to perform the keyboard actions. So I'm taking this page, and you can do this without keyboard actions also. So normally you can do what is the operation I'm going to do here is, so there are two text areas are there. So this is a big text box and this is a very big text box. Normally we should not call this a text box or input box. It's a text area. So if it is smaller input box, we can say it is input box or text box, but it is very bigger, then we can call it as a text area. Okay. So here there is one text area box and this is another text area. Two boxes are there. Now, whenever you launch your page by default, you are focusing on the first box. So first we need to go to the first box. And here I will type something. Let's say I'll say, welcome to Selenium. Yeah, type some text. By using SendKeys, I will type some text in the first box. I will locate the first box and I'll type something using SendKeys method. And after that, I will select the text. When I press Control A, the text will be selected. For selecting the text, I say Control A, which is shortcut key. And I want to copy this text, Control C. Then I will click on the tab key. Then the cursor move to the second box. Now here I will press Control V. Same text is got copied into the second box. Okay. Now, how many shortcuts I have used from the beginning? how many shortcuts I have used. Again, I'll do count it. How many shortcuts I do and how many times I've done this. So first time, SendKeys method I will use. I can say welcome. So from here, you need to count. Selecting the text. How to select? Control A. Next, Control C. Next, Tab. Next, Control V. Now, how many shortcuts? Totally 4 shortcuts. First, Control A, Control C, Tab, Control V. So totally 4 shortcuts. In these 4 shortcuts, 3 shortcuts are combination of 2 keys. Let's say Control A, Control C, Control V. These are the combination of 2 keys. And I press Tab also. To shift from one box to another box, I press Tab also. That's a single key action. That is single key action. Now 4 different keys we have, 4 different shortcuts. Now we'll do the same operation through our automation. Shortcut keys we use through our automation. Okay, let me create new class, keyboard actions. Okay, so import this WebDriver. Duration, I put implicit weight also. And this is a page, and I'm just maximizing the page. Okay, so just observe very carefully. So first we need to locate the only first second input box. We no need to locate because we are just copying the text in the second input box. When I press Ctrl V, it will go on automatically. Tab key will automatically focus on the second box. So only the first box we need to locate because we need to provide some value in it. So inspect the first box. Go to the first one. Inspect this first box. You can see text area. The tag name is what? Text area. Okay, go to selector hub and get this element and go back. So driver.find element by .xpath and dot send keys. And here I'm typing something called welcome. So this is normal send keys method action. So once you provide the value in the send keys, so then what we need to do is 4 combinations of the key. First one, what we have to do? So we already enter the value in the first box. Already we enter the value in the first box. Now, what is the first action is? Control A, that will select the text. Okay, first one is Control plus A. If you are working on Mac, you should say Command A. Command key A. Okay, so I can say CTRL, Control plus A. What is the next key? Control plus C, copy. And the next key, Control plus just tab, because we need to shift to the next tab, next box. And in the next box, we say Control plus V, pasting the text. So Control A will select the text, and Control C, copy the text into clipboard, and the tab key will shift to second box, and Control V will paste the same text. These are the 4 actions. So now we'll see step by step. Very easy, very simple, just to try to understand this. How you do manually, same thing is apply here, but only thing is we need to additionally apply few methods. So before doing this keyboard actions, we will create actions class object. Actions act equal to new actions and then pass driver object. Now import these actions. Okay. So now we'll do the control A. How we can do the control A action. So take this act object, act dot. So normally when you do manually, we are pressing the control and then pressing the A and releasing the control, releasing the A. This is how we will do manual, right? How we can do control A action manually, how we will do from the keyboard. First, we will press control. That means we are pressing the control, we are keyed down, and then pressing the A, and then we are releasing the control and we are releasing the A. That's how we do manually, right? You can try once again in your case. How we can perform control A is first we will press the control key. By holding it, we will press the A. After pressing A, then we will release the control key. Then we will release the A. 4 action we are doing. So act dot, we have a method called key down. Key down. That means pressing the key. Key down. Which key we have to make it down? Control. So how we can specify that? We have a special interface, a special class called keys. From this, we can access all keyboard keys here. So these are the different keys which are available in the keyboard. So which key we have to down, make it down? Control. So here we can select control. Keys dot control. So first we are key down of control. Then what is the next key we need to make it down? Control A. So followed by dot key down, keys control dot. We need to press C. C is a what? Character. C is a character. So we need no need to press the character. If it is a character, we no need to press. So simply what you can do, use SendKeys and put C here. That's it. Okay. So this will perform control C action. Character dot key down. We press the control key dot send keys of C. So whenever you press any key, you can use key down. And suppose if you find any characters, use send keys method. So this action is still not completed. Key down, keys dot control dot send keys of C. Okay. C is a character. C is a character. So whenever you want to press a character, you need to use send keys method. So control C, then we have to release what? Control key we have to release. So what we need to do is the continuation dot key up. Key up. Which key we have to release? Control key we have to release. So here we have to specify keys dot control and finally dot perform. This is a complete statement for control A. Control A. Now just observe one more time. We are pressing the control here and then C, control C action is completed. Then we release the control key. How we can release? Key up. So key down is for pressing the key. Key up is for releasing the key. Key up. Which key we have to release? Whichever key we pressed here, the same key we have to release. So keys dot control. And to complete that action, we need to call perform because it's a actions class object. So this is a complete statement of control A. Everybody's understood this. If you understand this, rest of them is very, very easy. So control A, we are pressing the control, C, and releasing the control. That's it. Understood everyone? The statement is clear. Please confirm in the chat box. Is the statement clear? Only 2 methods, key down and key up. If you know these 2 methods, you can handle the keyboard actions. Only 2 methods, key down and key up. Okay. Suppose. So this is called control A. This is control, not C, A, right? Because we want to select the text. Control A will select the text. Now, we need to copy the text in the clipboard. Control C action we have to do. So same thing. Just copy. Control C. How we can do the control C? Same process. Control press the control by using key down, and this time SendKeys should be C, and key up control.perform. So what this method will do, this statement will perform control C. So here two combinations, two keys. Here two keys. Now come to the third one, tab. Tab is what? Single key. Tab is a single key. Then how we can handle this? Tab is a single key. So if it is single key, simply we can do act dot key down, key down, key is a dot which key? Tab. So we need to select the tab from the dot. It's auto selection. Key is dot tab, key down. And once you key down, we need to immediately release dot, dot, again key up immediately, key up, and same key. Key is dot, tab, and dot perform. That's it. Because here we don't have a two combinations. So character is not there, only tab. So we just pressing the tab key here, first key down, and here we are releasing the tab key. Here we are pressing the tab key, here we are releasing the tab key. Now this will shift to the second box. This will shift to the second box. Now, next one. Paste the text. Control V. How to do the control V? Same method. Copy this. Key down, control, and send keys of what? V. Because we should say paste, right? Control V. Key up, control, dot, perform. That's it. Very simple. Only two methods, key down and key up. So if you want to press two combinations of keys, so this is a control and a character. Character, we should always put SendKeys. And if you want to find single key, suppose I want to press enter. Instead of tab, I want to press enter. Then what you should do from the keys? You have to take a enter key like this. So whichever keys are available in your keyboard, it will show up everything. So we need to take like this. So 4 actions have completed. So in the first box, we selected the text by using Control A. Then we copied it by using Control C. Then we shifted to the second box by pressing Tab key. Then we copy the same text by using Control V. So these are all keyboard actions. Now we will execute the test and then execute Java application. Yeah, 3 keys also we can select. I'll show you that. So just observe. Now we can see. Just a moment. I think tab is not line number 32. Okay, so this is key down control. Send keys of A. This is C. Okay, this is C actually. Okay, so this is Control A, Control C, tab, and this is Control V. Save it and execute one more time. Just observe. I'm not doing anything. Just it will pass the text in the first box by using SendKeys. Then it will copy, shift to the second box, and then we'll paste it. So this will take few seconds of time. Yes. Can you see? So the same text is got copied to the second box. Only through shortcut keys. Only through keyboard shortcut keys. Whatever I have done through manually, same actions are replicated through automation using key down and key up. So these are the only 2 methods you have to remember. For keyboard actions, we have a method called key down. Sorry. Key down and key up. So both the methods combinedly we have to execute. So second box you no need to inspect, because we by pressing the tab key, it is automatically shifting to the second box. In the second box, we are just saying Control V. Okay. But if you want to pass the same text manually, if you want to type something in the second box, then you have to locate the second box. Otherwise, no need. Because we are doing this operation through shortcut keys. If you want to do, you can do it through SendKeys method. Whatever text is there, you can capture it and go to the second box, and again SendKeys of same value you can put it. But I just want to handle this through shortcut keys. That's the reason. We no need to look at the second box, because a tab is already shifted to the second box. Now cursor is waiting in the second box. Once the cursor is waiting in the second box, when you press Control V, then same text will be copied in the second box itself. Why it is second box itself? Because the cursor is waiting in the second box by default. So this will automatically happens. And if you have three keys, then how we can do this? Suppose I have Control Shift A. Control Shift A. Three keys I have. Control Shift A. Then how we can write this command? Control Shift A. Very important. So three keys I have now. Control Shift A. Can anyone tell me? First key is what? Control. Control. So act is what? Action / object. So act control. First we need to handle control. How we can handle? Key down of keys control. Okay, we press control. Now immediately we press shift also. Dot. One more key down. Key down. Okay, so key down. And which key is dot? Shift, right? Here we have to select shift. So we press control and press shift, then A. So A is a character. So here you can use SendKeys of A. Is it completed? Is the action completed? No. So we press control and shift, then we press A. After that, we have to release the keys. Control key we have to release, shift key we have to release, right? Both the keys we have to release. So first we press control, then we press shift, then A. At the time of releasing also, we need to go to the reverse direction. So control shift to A. At the time of releasing, first we need to release the shift key, then we release the control key. Dot key up of key up of which key we have to release first? Shift key we have to release. So whichever key we press last, that key we have to release first. So keys dot shift, and after that which key we have to release? Control dot key up, keys dot control dot perform. This is a complete statement for three keys. Okay, so we press control, then press shift, then A. After that, we removed or we release the shift key, then we release the control. Everybody has understood this example? If you have a three keys, you need to do like this. Okay, suppose if you want to press enter key, single key, enter. So how we can write the statement? Only single key, enter. Very simple. Act dot key down, keys dot enter dot. Immediately we have to release key up of keys dot enter dot perform. If it is a single key, we have to do like this. So we can put keys dot spacebar, keys dot escape, keys dot return. anything, keys dot delete. So whatever keys are there in the keyboard, you can use all the keys by using keys class. Yes. So the last key always release the first, and the first key you should always release the last. So whichever order we followed, we should go to the reverse direction. Okay, everybody is clear now? So how often you use keyboard actions? Sometimes your application is allowing shortcuts, because in our web applications, sometimes some operations you can do using shortcut keys also. If your application is supporting to perform using shortcut keys, then you have to test them. You have to test the shortcut keys. In those cases, these commands will be very, very helpful. And if your application is allowed, otherwise, no need. So you can do some operations using shortcut keys, right? Normally in the desktop applications also, if you want to open the file, what you will do? This is a file, right? So normally we go like this, using menu options, and same options are available in shortcuts also. So I can go to the file menu like this using mouse operation, or I can go to the file menu by using Control F or Alt F like this, right? So you can test both through mouse over. Are you able to do it or not? Through shortcut keys also, you're able to see that option or not. You have to test it. So that is the reason. If application is providing shortcut keys, then you can use these options. You need to test them also, because the shortcut is also should work according to our expectation. Okay, so this is very simple example, but very rare case. Very, very rare case. We don't do these kind of things very frequently. So very rare cases. If you still have some type of requirement, you can do this using key down and key up. Okay. So this is all about actions class. So by using actions class, we can do mouse operations. Also, we can handle keyboard actions. All the stuff we can handle through actions class. So now we'll see some miscellaneous concepts. Suppose I have a small requirement. So actions class is over. Now I'm just moving to the next topic. First, I will ask you, just tell me how we can do this. We will see through automation. Okay, so I'm just launching my page. Okay, so there are some links here: register, login, wish list, and so on. When I click on this register, just observe. When I click on this register, registration page is open, but my home page is gone. Registration page is open, but my home page is gone. But my requirement is, I don't want to lose my home page. I still want to have my home page. And in the next tab, I want to see the registration page. So if you want to do this manually, how we can do this? We right click on the register and open link in the new tab. So then you can see the registration page in the next tab, and the home page still exists. So this I want to do through automation. Okay. So this I want to do through automation. And once you open the registration page, now we can switch to one tab to another tab. Because both the browser windows are open, you can switch it. So my requirement is, instead of clicking the register on the same page, instead of getting the registration page on the same page, I want to get this register link in the next tab, but still our driver is focused on the home page itself. Now I want to switch my driver to the second page. In the second page, I want to handle something. I want to check the logo present, or I want to check some element is displayed. Some operation I will do in the second. That's my requirement. But if you click on the register directly, the registration page is opened, but home page is gone. I don't want like that. I want to open this register in the new tab like this. How we can do this? So this is also a kind of a keyboard action. Okay, this is also context click will not work, because this element is not having a right click operation. So when you do right click, you will get the options from the browser. These are all not context menu options actually. These are not developed by the web browser. This is not developed by the application. So even if you open any other page, okay, even if you open any other page, you will get the same options. So if I open any other page, you will get the same options. Every page you will see those options. Okay, suppose I'm getting another page. Even if you right click here, you will get the same options here. Same options, whatever you can see, same options you can see. Even if you right click here, you can see the same options. So these options are belongs to the browser, not belongs to the application. So currently this particular link is not associated with the right click functionality. Right click functionality not associated with this. So we cannot do right click on this element. But still, how we can open this link in the new tab like this. So this is also possible only through keyboard actions. Only through keyboard actions. How it is possible? Through keyboard actions, how it is. So normally what I'm doing through mouse action, I'm just right clicking on this register and I'm selecting the link in the new tab. Then it is opening in the new tab. But I don't want to use mouse operation. Only through keyboard action, I want to do this. Simply what you can do is press Control button, and then do normal click. Not right click, normal click. Control button and click on register. See, open the registration link in the second tab. One more time, I'll show you. It is a keyboard action I'm doing. So press Control key, then press register link. You can see the registration link is opened in the next tab. Okay. Same thing for login. Press Control key and then I'm clicking on the login. Now you can see login page in the different tab. So this is the keyboard action, not the mouse action. Okay. Now same thing, I'll try to simulate. Just observe. So new class and open the link in the new tab. Open the link in new tab. And only through keyboard actions, we can do it. So I have shown you right manually how we can do through keyboard. Just press Control and click on that link. Control and click on the link, then link will be opened in the next tab. If you don't press Control, just you click on the link, it will open on the same page. Okay, so now import this. Okay, so now created WebDriver instance, launching the page and Manx page. Right. So as soon as I launch my page, I can just find out this element, register element, inspect this. Okay, this is the element I want to click. So driver.find element, driver.find element by.xpath. Get this xpath and store in the element. This is registration link and this is web element. Okay. Now, so I want to, if I just click on this link, then what happens? On the same page, this will open registration link dot click. I'm directly doing clicking action. So when you do direct click, this will open on the same page. So we lose the home page. You can just observe. See home page. On the same page, we got the registration link. But I want to open this in the next tab. So how we can do this? First, we need to press Control. Then we need to click on the register. Control and then click on the register link. Then open the new tab like this. Control and click on the registration link. So how we can do this? So instead of normal click, I want to perform the keyboard action. So how we can do the keyboard actions? Using actions class. So create an actions class object. Actions act equal to new actions of driver. So create actions class variable. Now by using this act, yeah, now tell me how to click on the tab. Act dot. How to click on the tab? Yes, act dot key down keys dot tab. Okay, we press the tab key. After pressing the tab key, we have to click on the link, right? So after pressing the tab, we have to, after pressing the, sorry, not tab, control. Sorry, it is not the tab. Control dot control. Okay, we press control. So once you press the control, then we need to click on the register. Control, click on the register. How to click on the register? Dot click. Okay, dot click. You can put like this, keys dot control dot click. And inside the click method, we can pass this registration link. Okay. And after clicking on the registration link, we need to release the control key. How to release the control key? Dot key down, keys dot control, keys dot control dot perform. This is a command. Clear, everyone? So control, click on that link, then release the control and complete that action. This is the whole statement. Sorry, this is key up. Okay. So we press the key here and we release the key. And in between, we click on the registration. Same manual action I just performed through automation. So normally what we'll do, control and click on the register, that will open in the next page. Same action I have done like this. So control, click on the link and release the control. Okay, because here we are doing through actions class. So the click method is also available in the actions class also. So that's the reason here this click method is used from the actions class. So that's the reason it is taking the element. So normally the click method will not accept element. Okay, suppose when I'm directly using this reglink dot click. So in this click, you cannot pass any parameters because the click method won't accept any parameter. This is a direct click on this element. This is a direct click. And this click is a method which is accessing from the web element. This click method is accessing from the web element class. So this doesn't need any parameters. It doesn't accept any parameters. But here, this click method, we are accessing from what? This one. Key down is returning some actions class, or from the actions class, we are accessing the click method. So click method is available in two places. One is in the web element class. Another one is actions class. And the click method from the web element doesn't accept any parameters, whereas click method from the actions class will accept parameter, that is element. Okay. Now, so this is a statement. Now let us execute and see. Perfect. Now you can see the home page is still displayed. I got another page. Okay, but where is the driver? Our driver is focused now. Home page or registration page? It opens the registration page. But where is our driver? Our driver is still focused on the home page. Now I want to switch to the second page, registration page. Then I want to perform some action. Let's say I want to pass some first name here. How we can do that? Currently, our driver is focused on the first home page. Now I want to switch to the second page. How we can do that? We use switching commands. Okay, so this command is for what? Control plus registration link. Okay, so now switching. So currently after doing this operation, two browser windows are open. So how we can switch it? Switching to registration page. I want to switch to registration page. How we can switch it? We need to first get the window IDs of both parent and child. So how we can get it? Driver dot switch to driver dot get window handles, because there are two browser windows are open, and this will returns what? IDs. IDs of both the browser window. What is the type of this variable? What is the type of this variable? Set of string. These are all small things you need to remember. Okay, during the interview, it is very important. So now we got the IDs of both the parent and child window. Now, what is the index of the child window? Obviously, it will be 1, 0 and 1, right? Because it will count from 0 and 1. So from the IDs, how we can get the second one? Can we extract the specific value from the set collection? From the set, I have two values. In IDs, there are two values now. Parent window ID, child window ID. But I want to get the child window ID from this. Can we get it? From the set collection, can we get this directly? No, because we do not have a get method. Set is not allowed the index. Indexing concept is not allowed. So what is another way? We have to convert this set into list collection, array list. We have to convert. Then we can extract by using index. Okay, so then what I will do is, this will return the set collection. That entire thing I will convert into the list collection. So here I'm directly writing. So instead of taking set of a string, I'm directly taking a list of a string. Okay. And here, so this will return the set collection that I want to convert into the array list. So here I'm writing new array list of driver.getWindowHandle. I combine two statements into one single statement. Import this array list, import this list collection. So if the statement is understood, everyone, this particular statement I combine. Actually, what I've done, so this particular part will return the set collection. Okay, this particular driver.getWindowHandles will return the set collection that I'm passing into array list. So once it is passed into array list, that will return the list collection. So once IDs are in the list format, can we extract the second ID? Yes. So IDs of dot get of 1, 0, 1. Index will start from 0. So 1 will be the ID of the second browser window. Okay. So this is a ID of the second browser window or child browser window or registration page. So if you know the ID of the second browser window, can we switch to it? Yes. Yes. Now I can switch to it. I can say driver dot switch to dot window, and here I will pass window ID. I'm combining the statements. So just make this like a habit. Instead of writing more statements, I'm just combining into one single statement. So whatever IDs I'm getting, from that IDs, I'm extracting the first ID that I'm passing into this window command, switch to dot window. So this will switch to the registration page. Okay, so this will switch to the registration page. Switch to registration page. So now where is our driver? Our driver is present in the second browser window. Second browser window. Now, can we handle the elements in the second browser window now? That is our registration page. Yes. So once it is open registration page, I'll try to enter the first name. So take this field, go back, driver.find element, by.xpath, and a dot SendKeys. Here I'm entering some name. I just enter some name. So this is the element which is present in the registration page. Okay, suppose after entering the first name, I want to go back to my parent page. How we can go with parent page? So this is our child page. This is your registration page. This is your registration page. Now I want to go to the parent page, home page. How we can go back? Again, same driver dot switch to dot window, And from the IDs, we need to get 0, 0, 0 representing parent. Now this will switch to home page. Okay, so again in the home page, I want to verify some logo or some search store. I want to pass some text here on the home page. I went to home page, inspected this element, then I will pass it. So like this, you can switch between multiple browser windows and then you can perform the option. So driver.find element by .xpath. Okay, dot send keys of t-shirts. Okay, so just by switching this command, you can switch to multiple pages. And before that, we need to extract those pages IDs one by one. Okay, so this is a major option, how we can open this control. So now execute Java application. See, now there are 2 tabs are open. Now you can just second tab, first name is entered. Again, it went back to the previous page and then text is got entered in the search box. So this is how we can open the link in the next tab by using this command. So control click, that will open the next command. So everybody's understood this scenario. Very simple. This is also keyboard action. This is also related to keyboard actions. So control link. Okay. So in Selenium 4, there is one more switching command is provided. So far, 3 types of switching commands we learned from the previous sessions. How to switch between the alerts, how to switch between the frames, how to switch between the browser windows. So in the browser windows, when you switch between the browser windows, from Selenium 4, it is also provided one more switching command called switch to new window. Switch to .alert, switch to .frame, switch to .window, switch to .new window. There is another command which is provided. So I'll just introduce you that method. From Selenium 4 onwards, earlier versions, it was not there. So let me show you that. Okay, so before that, let me show you manually. So when I say I open some application on the browser, okay, let's say this is application I open in my browser. So currently I launched one browser window. I open this URL. On the same browser window, okay. First, let me write the code. Then you will see what is an output for that. Let me create a class, tabs and windows. Okay, so I will write a small piece of code. You guys can tell me what it should happen. So WebDriver, driver equal to new Chrome driver. Put this WebDriver. Okay, now I'm launching this page and immediately I launch another page. So this is open cart and then orangehrm.com. So this is another page. So I have written driver.get method 2 times. First time I open this URL, second time I open this URL. Okay, now when I execute this code on the browser, you can see only one URL. Which one it is? First one or second one? When you open the browser, first time it will open the opencart.com and the same browser window opens another URL, right? When I execute this, this is the default behavior. Let's say, see first opencart.com. On the same browser window, orangehrm.com is open. But my requirement is, I first want to open this open.com like this. Okay. And I just want to open another tab. Here I want to open orangehrm.com like this. So I want to see the first page opencart.com. In the second tab, I want to see orangehrm.com. This is my requirement. But if you do like this, I can see only one page at a time. I cannot see both the URLs at a time, right? Because it is open only one browser window here. On the same browser window, I can open opencart.com. The same browser window, I can open RNHR. But my requirement is I want to open this in one tab. I want to open the second URL in another tab. How is it possible? So till Selenium 3, it was not possible. Okay, but Selenium 4 is provided a new command like this. So what is a new command is, before opening the new URL, as soon as you open the first URL, then what you need to do is driver dot switch to, you need to switch your driver to the second tab. Switch to new window. Okay, driver dot switch to a new window. Here we have to pass window type. We have to pass window type. So window type is what? Tab. Okay, that's it. So what this command will do? So as soon as you open this URL on the one browser window that keeps open, now this command will automatically open the next tab, and it will also switch to the next tab. We no need to switch manual again. We no need to use another switching command to switch, because this command itself will open the tab and also automatically switch to the tab. Both works will be done in single statement. This will switch to the new tab, also focusing on the new tab, and then I'll open this URL. After switching to the new tab, I'm opening this URL. Just observe. See, the first time, opencard.com. Now second tab, RNHR. Now you can see both are there. Again, if you want to switch between these two browser windows, you can switch and parallelly you can do the operations. So this is the command is open. This is available in Selenium 4 onwards. This is the command we introduced in Selenium 4 onwards. 4.x. In all 4.x versions, this command you can find. So this will open new tab. Suppose I want to open the new browser window, not on the new tab. Yeah, now the cursor is in the second tab. So as soon as you executed this command, opens a new tab and switch to it, then open this URL. Now currently our driver is focused on which application? Orange application, the second one, because here we already switched to the second tab. So the second application is focused. Again, if you want to go back to the previous, again, you need to get the window handles and accordingly go back. Fine. So this command is fine. I open this URL in the next tab. So this is the first tab and the second tab. Suppose I open the URL in the first browser window. Then I want to open the next browser window like this, separate browser window, not the separate tab, separate browser window. Here I will open the new application. So now I have two browser windows. This is the one, this is the one, not in the new tab. Then how we can do this? Very simple. So same command, instead of for tab, window type is window. Window type is window. That's it. So this will open another new browser window. Run as Java application. See now, this is one browser window. This is another browser window. And which one is focused now? Driver is focused on second browser window, obviously. Okay. Driver is focused on the second browser window, Orange HRM. Again, you can switch to it actually. So both you can switch. And this is the new command, new switching command introduced in Selenium 4. Previously, we have a switch.alert, switch.frame, switch.window. And this is a new command, switch.new window. And based on the parameter, it will open. If you say window type is tab, then it will open the tab. If you say window type is window, then it will open the window. So that is a difference. Understood, everyone? Yeah, switching window between windows also, it is the same process. You get the window IDs and you can switch to one browser window to another browser window. That is again same process. Okay, understood everyone? So these are all some miscellaneous concepts. You can just do one round of practice, keyboard actions, and how to work with the multiple tabs and everything. So I have one more concept, small concept, how to upload the file. Shall we proceed or we'll discuss in the next class? Okay. So in the next class, we will continue. So just remember these things and practice 1 or 2 rounds. Actions class is very, very important, guys, because you will get a lot of entry questions. What is an actions class? What it contains? You have to remember few methods from the actions class. And then what is the difference between actions class and action interface, and build.perform and perform. How we can perform mouse operations using actions class, how we can perform keyboard actions using actions class. But some people, they will use some third-party APIs like robot class and everything from Java itself, like applets and everything, but they are not much comfortable. They're not flexible actually, because if you run automation in multiple systems or multiple environments, so those scripts won't work properly. But if I use built-in methods which are provided by Selenium, so most of them will work in any kind of environment. Okay, so try to use it and practice. Okay, so tomorrow we will continue.